you, Pablo. Hello, everybody. Again, I told you you were going to see a lot of me today, so I warned you. I'm Marcela Santos. I'm a psychologist, but I have a master's in social inclusion and people with disabilities. I'm also part of the Colombian Association of ALS, ACELA. I'm also a board member at the Alliance and a vice chair, but most importantly, I'm the family member and former child caregiver of my dad who lived with ALS for 16 years. That photo was when he was 2 years into his diagnosis, so that was a long time ago. And I'm happy to see more children or daughters and sons or family members of patients in here and basically carrying that baton for future generations. So today I'm going to talk to you about a project that we've been working on all year to provide access to voice preservation in Colombia. Oh, I have to click, right? Okay, so why this matters, why voice preservation matters, because speech is identity. Losing the ability to speak due to ALS, it's also losing part of their humanity and integrity. And we feel the challenge because of this, losing their voice, they also might be losing something more important like their identity. The Alliance's vision is to provide universal access to technologies that improve the quality of life for ALS and MND patients, I'm gonna say PALS from now on. PALS stands for people living with ALS, so I'm just gonna say PALS, so it's shorter. And the current state is that there are inequities in access to voice preservation technology globally. So why Colombia? Why start with our country? Because Julia showed, and you're gonna see on your tables the Fundamental Rights Survey and what the results are. Colombia, not to brag, but was the third country with most responses in the Alliance Fundamental Rights Survey. 186 people responded to our survey, so that gives us a statistic, a good number to know where we stand on every one of those rights. And I want to double click on when we came to the technology and voice preservation part. 80% said that there is lack to access to assistive communication devices. 70% were unaware that there was voice preservation technology available in the world. 0% have completed voice preservation. 0%. Context, we have approximately 3,000 patients in Colombia. So 0% is that's like the most shocking result we got. 69% are unsure about the availability of voice banking services in Colombia, and 93% have access to a mobile phone offering a potential solution platform. Besides that, more than 94% answered that they were willing, if they had the ability to bank their voice, they would do it, but they weren't sure how to do it. So that's when collaboration, which is the word I'm going to repeat this whole week, and we've heard a lot today, the Alliance came together with us and we set our goal, which is to understand the current state of voice preservation services and build a sustainable foundation for universal access to voice preservation, specifically to underrepresented regions and the global South, as you also are going to hear those words a lot. So, united in the worldwide fight against ALS-MND, we did a joint effort with the Alliance and also with the Hospital Universitario Nacional, HUN, based in Bogota. So first, how did we do it? And I want to walk you through this because I want to set the example and tell other associations we can all work together and make anything happen worldwide. And this is the perfect example of how we're going to do it. So first, we did a meeting. I'm sorry, I took screenshots, people. We did a meeting, and with the ITAC, and said, okay, Information Technology Advisory Council, ITAC, sorry. We did a meeting, and the ITAC was there, and they were like, okay, what do you use in Colombia? What iOS device, or is it Windows? How are people communicating? And as I showed earlier, the method of communication for locked-in patients, it's a board with an alphabet. That's our tool, Or people 93% have cell phones. We selected a technology and we partnered with Acapela, which provided a free voice banking licenses for 12 patients, something that's generally $1,000 per person. They provided that for free, and that's why we thought that was the most cost-effective, simple solution. And also, it just required 50 phrases for the patient to record 50 phrases, and it was available in Spanish and Latin American Spanish, so that's something that we also had to take in consideration, the language. And we did a pilot project. We set a step-to-step process. We gave it to 2 clinics, and only 1 got approved because of ethical approvals with investigations. And of course, we partnered with the speech therapy team, and we held weekly team meetings every Friday, 7 a.m., rain, snow, whatever. We were there in pajamas, it doesn't matter. We were there connecting and following up to see how we were doing with the project. So we met every week from March until last month. So you can do the math. And to help with the language barrier, because I know it's very common here, because we're a global association, the Alliance provided us with an AI translation services that some of you are using today. You have the QR on your table. It's called Wordly. So we were able to do the meetings in real-time translation. We would speak in Spanish, the Alliance members and other members would speak in English, and it was perfect. It was seamless. So in that 1 hour, we could all speak the same language. So that was amazing. So I want to show you a video of when we first showed. So Acapella offered us, besides the 12 licenses, they offered all of the collaborating team free access to the tool as well, so we could actually learn how to use it and know how to teach it to the patients that were going to be in the pilot project. So that was amazing. And this is a video of when we were showing one of the people in the clinic how the voice sounded for the first time. Again, technology that doesn't exist in Colombia, and I want to show you her reaction. Can you hit play, please? Jess, ¿el video tú lo mandaste? Oh, yeah. Oh.
Hola, Paula, ¿cómo está tu día?
¿Sí? Pero hay que grabar así de lento. Pero esta es una frase de cero, o sea, esta no digamos, no la grabó Liliana, pero sí, o sea, yo la escucho y yo sí digo, ay, sí.
O sea, explícate que estoy muy perdida desde hace mucho tiempo, no sabía. O sea, este ya es el piloto y así suena con la plataforma que ustedes diseñaron y así se escucharía la voz de la persona.
Sí, después de grabada.
¡Oh! Suena igualito. Ponlo por favor otra vez.
That's a fantastic reaction from Paula.
Hola, Paula, ¿cómo está tu día?
Uf, muy bueno, excelente.
Okay, so this short video I took from one of our session recordings, that's literally the expression we had all along. We did this project. Again, we know Acapella isn't the latest or newest voice preservation technology, but it's a one that we were given for free. And showing this to our team in Colombia, showing this technology just opened a lot for us. So now, how do we take patients to be in this program? How do we engage the patients? So we did a short video, educational video that we share via WhatsApp. We have WhatsApp groups nationally from our association, where there's one patient, one patient, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, for every affiliation, only one person can be in the group chat. We shared that, and that video explained, first of all, what voice preservation is, because again, we don't have that. So we needed to tell them what it was, why is it important, and if they wanted to be there, what would be the requirements and how they would actually be able to participate. We had to close it at 12, maximum 13, because we only had the 12 licenses, but a lot of people responded, and it was a first come, first served kind of thing. So then we met up, we did a Zoom meeting, and we actually talked about what it entailed. And then we also are very mindful of the limitations of our population with technology and with managing internet or whatever. So we actually set up the accounts for each of the participants before. We did a basic password, whatever, and we also asked them for the personal phrases that they wanted to record besides the 50. So we also did infographics to show them how to do that. And the voice recordings, although this can be done in a cell phone, in a web page at home, we did it with a speech therapist because it's a way we could close that gap. So we simplified the process with infographics made by the Hun specialist. What we achieved 12 PALs completed voice banking via a cappella, 11 recorded at the hospital, and one, the brother of our president and founder, Orlando, had recorded his voice, so he also has the a cappella voice. The people recorded between 66 and 280 phrases minimum on average, which is a lot if you think about it. And we have, of course, challenges. Some patients had problem with echo, robotic tones, or they had to stop the recordings because they were getting very tired, or they had just logistical challenges. So next step is we're gonna do one-on-one assessments with each participant to identify the most suitable communication device for their needs, providing access to the Tobii Dynavox iGates devices, which were generously donated by the ALS Association. In many years, I've showed you that we have asked for devices for the ALS Association and other institutions, and they have gladly donated the ones that they are used, and they're no longer in use for them, and they have donated to us. So we are actually inputting the voices on the devices before giving them to the patients, so they already have that step done as well. We we explored new technologies. We discovered 11 labs at the end of our project, and we thought that's like the best alternative for creating synthetic voices, because you don't need to bank the voice. Just a 30-second audio will do the voice for you, and it's available for ALS patients. I don't know if I should say this, but it's for free right now. So that was amazing to learn that. And we want to expand accessibility. We want to incorporate what we learned from this project to ensure a smoother process and wider accessibility for PALs worldwide. Lessons learned, if I want you to stay with something, is teamwork makes the dream work. Collaborating with the International Alliance, the ITAC, Jarnell, Richard Cave, the hospital, everybody contributed to making this successful. We need more AAC expertise, trained speech therapists that know how to use these technologies, because again, this is not common in our country. So we need to expand that more. We need to balance support and empowerment. We want to provide, of course, tailored, accessible support, but also don't fall into assistentialism when we're doing everything for them. And we need to also have a cultural sensitivity in synthetic voices, because the Spanish from Latin America is very different from Spain. Sometimes the voice sounds like Spanish and not Latin American Spanish. So I think synthetic voices must be better account for cultural aspects and dialects to ensure that that identity comes through in the technology. And we plan to scale this, the insights from this pilot, to designing a scalable, more sustainable solutions for low and middle income countries worldwide. And last but not least, I just want to thank this amazing team for making this possible. This is not me, this was all of us. Every Friday, and even when Colombia played, they would put the shirt on. It was amazing what we have accomplished. So thank you, and open to hear your questions or comments.
Thank you, Marcela. Do we have questions, either in person or online? Any hands raised? We got one. Yatin?
Hi, Marcela.
Oh, hi.
Great talk. A couple of questions. You're talking about scaling it up. Would you use 11 labs going forward or a cappella?
The what? The what?
Would you, when you scale it up, would you use a cappella or would you use 11 labs?
So moving forward, we are using 11 labs right now. Patients that haven't spoken in 24 years, like our president and founder, rediscovered his voice through 11 labs. So that was amazing. And now he's actually talking to his friends in Germany in Dutch with his own identity voice. So that's amazing. So that's lessons learned. Yeah, we will use that moving on, but this opened the door for us and bringing this technology to our country.
Sarah?
Got
One more there.
So here, I don't know, it sounds like maybe a second person too, but I'm David Busek, patient fellow and ALS Network in California. I was confused or just curious about the idea of having culturally or locally appropriate language, because when you described recording all those phrases, they would be done in that cultural accent or set of expressions. So how would that come out as, say, Spanish versus Colombian Spanish?
Yeah, so that's actually a great question. So how the tool a cappella, your own voice works right now, it's 50 pre-designed phrases. They don't actually make sense when you record them. Like, they're not syntactically or grammatically correct. It's to get all the phonemas, I don't know the word. Well, phonetics, thank you, all the phonetics. So, and then AI replicates those in order to, when you write like a phrase or whatever, they do that. So it's not 100% your voice, is AI based. So that's when the dialect comes into play. It changed. And so, yeah, but it was still very close, but it's not how we would pronounce, I don't know, the S. The Spaniards do it with a Z and that kind of stuff. We worked with a cappella in this, and we gave them the feedback. So that's important to let everybody know. We are actually giving back to them and letting them know how they could improve their tool as well.
Sarah?
Yes. Hi, Marcela. Sarah Feldman from ALSO Foundation. So where do you think the best way to train the speech therapists is? Do you have a plan in mind for that? And then are you looking to get more devices?
Okay. Yes and yes. We are looking, we're thinking about getting you or someone else to go to Colombia or virtually to start training our speech therapists in our country, because we need to spread this knowledge nationwide. So that's a new project we're actually working on. We're trying to find a way to spread that awareness about these technologies besides the alphabet board all over, and we're writing that plan down, so we'll be in touch. And are we looking for more assistive devices? Yes, iGate, Tobii devices. Please, just talk to me in the pink suit. We'll be happy to take them off your hands and take them to Colombia.
Yes, one more question there. Ricardo?
Okay. Thank you, Marcela, for your project, and congratulations. It's really nice. As well, we are involved in two similar projects, so I know how impact in the daily life of the patients. And I have a question for you about the psychological aspect. When you ask to people, okay, maybe in the future we are losing your voice. And so the question is, when is the time you choose or decide to propose to these patients and their family, okay, we are going to record your voice, because it's like a treasure we have to record it for the future.
Yeah. Definitely, that's something we talk to them about when they first come in the association. We do a big 3-hour talk. We tell them what's going on with the disease and what might happen, or maybe not, but what might happen. So when we did the video that we shared via WhatsApp, the video said not everybody's necessarily gonna lose their voice, but if you are, why not record it? Why not bank it? You know, I always give the metaphor, the fact that I'm taking an umbrella with me doesn't mean I want it to rain, but if it does rain, I'm prepared. And that's what we say with voice banking in Colombia, and that's what we talk to our patients. And they were actually, everybody wanted to participate. We just weren't able to get everybody in, but they were actually open to the idea of recording while they still can. But now with the other technology, we can do it, even if they already lasted.
Do we have time for one more? No. We don't. So thank you, Marcela, again.
I'll talk to you later.